Now that I've cracked 12 more packs of Guilds of Ravnica, I have enough commanders in each one of the 5 guilds that are in Guilds of Ravnica to build commander builds and build constructed decks that also include these commanders and that are really for the guild. The guild kits that I had last year had Ravnica 1 and Ravnica 2 cards and were modern. Effectively, what I'm going to be building are guild kits of my own for the cube, using standard only, the 8-set standard, and then I'm also going to build some more commander decks. I have built some of these cards as commanders already, but not enough of them, and so I'd like to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is leaf through the 5 guilds and talk about which commanders I want to build. So it's really yet another what to build video. Again, with such a large selection, the what to builds are important for me. They really help me think about what I'm doing. And also I will be buying more singles later on in the year. I will continue working on this cube after the cards rotate, hopefully for a long time. I bought these 2. I already have a 3rd one that I cracked in the original box, but it's in my other guild cube, the one that has all cards from before the current standard. I do have 1 Assassin's Trophy, 1 Casualties of War. This cycle is complete for these 5 guilds. Okay, so each one has them. I have 4 of this guy, and I want to do a build around deck for it. And so yeah, I have a reasonable selection of these cards. And yeah, so I'll be building a basically a constructed guild kit. And then, boy, I need to drink some water. Then I'll probably build 1 of each of these as commanders. I've built this one before, but now that I have M21, again, it's commander with standard. So I think I'm going to make a mental note that I think these are 2 builds that I want to do. Then in the case of the mirror, I don't have Lazav. And when I build Lazav, I use the Lazav from Ravnica 2. I want to build Latrada constructed. I want to buy 2 more. And that would be a really fun guild kit for using standard. I still think Atrada is a good commander, and I'll do some research, maybe I'm wrong, because even though you can't, it's very hard to pull off the you kill off the player by hitting with Atrada with 4 permanents or 4 creatures. I still like the exiling part, and it's unblockable. I think it's worth trying. I'll do some research. But again, the selections for guilds is better than the ones for allegiance, because I have cracked way more guilds than allegiance. And even though I have 12 packs to crack after this, maybe I'll do it next weekend for for allegiance, I think I'm going to crack even more just to even out the selections. I'm going to have to. Okay, so once again, oh, I need more of this guy. I only have 1. I definitely want to go to a playset. Of course, this guy is complete. There's a milling deck that uses Ashiok. I want to try that at some point. I'll be doing card name tricks because it's constructed. I haven't done constructed in a while. This card is fantastic. Another great card and another great card. So yeah, and there's a deck actually that uses this card that's completely separate from what would be a guild kit. So lots of ideas in mind for the 5 guilds that are in Guilds of Ravnica. Again, I have placed it. I mean, of course, I have it from before, but now I have more. I have these complete. Pulled 1 foil. I have a playset of this card, one of them foil. It's its own deck, if you will. So, yeah, many ideas. There's also an Amass Grixis deck that can be done with War. That isn't really a guild deck, but I'll be concentrating right now on the 10 guilds, beginning with the 5 in Guilds of Ravnica. I already had this card, but I'm glad I pulled a second one. And I pulled this one from Ikoria, and this one from Theros. So I've already built, I think this one, I forget if I did this one, but here there's 3 builds that I think are worth doing. Whereas for Dimir, there's only 1 that I can that I have a commander for right now. Then for Boros, I have some constructed builds I want to do, and I have a total of 4 commanders that I can build. I don't know about this guy. I really don't. Does he suck? It seems like he sucks. I have to think about the card. This one's good, and I want to do it as a commander. So definitely Tajik is a good commander build for fun. Bunch of weenies. And the same with Aurelia. So there's 4 potential builds in here. So that's 2, 3, 6, 10. And then for Celestia, I have 3. So 13 different builds. Maybe I'll end up with 10 of them. Some of them may not work out that well. I may aim for 10. We'll see. We'll see how many I get to do. But definitely a bunch of commander builds, and then also the guild kits. Then when it comes to the Boros selection, it's a good selection. So again, all 5 guilds are in good shape. I just cracked some of these cards, that foil. Of course, I have a completes for the 4 drops, cycle, uncommon. This guy's great. Playset. So yeah, there's a good guild build. I have no idea what to do with this card. The equipment in standard just sucks. So I don't think it's going to be in any build, even though it belongs. It belongs but does not contribute. And then for Celestia, I'm sorry, for Golgari, no wonder I was like, hey, what happened to those 2? Yeah, because I just built with some of these cards. I usually do not use a card from a pack pull if I have a playset already. So to save a sleeve, I'll place the card that I pulled somewhere, and then I'll substitute in the one that's already sleeved. That's why those cards were there. Recent pulls, beautiful foil. So yeah, I want more of this card. Of course, I already have these complete. Yeah, nice, Ajani. Yeah, good selections. The selections are, I would call them mature and ready for a nice. Oh, I forgot this guy. Oh, so maybe 14 possible builds. Poor girl. Yeah. So lots of commander fun that I'm planning for the guilds. So there'll be, yeah. So potentially 5, definitely the 5 guild builds, and then as many as 14 commander builds. I don't know if that's overkill. But I'll think of them. All right. So I'm going to leaf through them because I'm going to watch this video again just to think about what I'm doing. So that's 2, 3, 4, right? 4 right there. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, and 11. 12. The mirror is really weak. I got to get more commanders for the mirror. 12. And then 13 and 14. All right. That's all there is for today. Lots of build planning up ahead. And then the builds.